You're welcome. Let's talk about the details now. Yesterday, President Akufo-Addo took a significant step towards his vision of making Ghana the cleanest country in Africa. He's launched the National Sanitation campaign to get Ghanaians to buy into the overall vision of making the country clean. We have details of that campaign, and also we'll be hearing from the president shortly. But let's take you to the ground and get a feel of the situation. The reason why government will pump millions into a campaign to change attitudes towards the environment. Here's a report we filed about 2 months ago.
Government says it is serious about dealing with sanitation problems in Ghana. As a result, it has set up a special ministry to deal with them. Now, this is coming following concerns that Accra is one of the dirtiest cities ever. In 2006, the WHO and UNICEF brought out a report on sanitation that stated that Accra was the second dirtiest city in West Africa. In 2016, which was just last year, another report from these two institutions came up again, making Accra the 7th dirtiest city in Africa. The report concentrated on access to toilets and water. I'm currently at Nima, and this is one of the dirtiest areas in the capital. Just by the main gutter here, which is one of the biggest gutters in the city, you would see filth spread all over the place. As governments get ready to deal with sanitation, to write off this bad report, we ask people living or working here how they think governments can make this work. I'm joined by a man who used to live here and has also come here to transact business today. His name is Haruna, and he'll be telling us how he thinks the government can make this thing work. Hello, Haruna. Welcome to JoyNews.
Okay. I used to stay here with my friends, but I normally came here to chat with my friends here. But the best thing is for government to do for us is to bring us many containers so that we can put our rubbish in. Because when you bring your rubbish, there's no any container to put your rubbish, so you can't take it back to your house. So you have to put it inside the gutter or on the floor. So the best thing for government to do for us is to bring us many containers to put our rubbish in.
All right, so I understand your points, but about 5 years ago, I was here. I was just across the other side of the gutter. I spoke to some people who told me that they throw their rubbish here, they throw packaged toilets in here, and they didn't see anything wrong with that. And yet there was a dustbin not far from here. So do you really think that is a problem of not getting enough dustbins around?
Yeah, that's the main problem, because as you can see, in this area, there's no any container in this area. Unless you carry your rubbish to the Nima overhead.
So I'm joined by another person, a gentleman, Selassie. He also lives at Nima here. He doesn't want to move from his motorbike. Hello, sir. Welcome to JoyNews.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so you live here,
yeah,
and government is going to roll out the plan for ensuring that Accra becomes one of the cleanest cities. First of all, how do you think government can ensure this becomes a success?
Thank you very much. I think the government has come to power just recently, but he is trying to clean Accra. And you can see a lot of filth on the gutter. In the night, a lot of people pour boiler in the gutters. You see, so I think it is not very good. If you want the city to be clean, this is not the best way to do it. In the night, you see people pouring boiler in the gutter. You see people pour all sort of things.
So how do you think we can deal with it? How do you think government can deal with the problem?
I think somebody is not doing his work well. Somebody must go around and see that this thing should be done in correct way. You see, I think somebody is not doing his work correct.
Apart from somebody monitoring, what about the people? What do you think must be done?
Anyone who violated the law should be punished. But whereby you can see people doing all sort of things, throwing garbage, throwing things in the gutter. Just about a year ago, you all saw what happened. A lot of people lost their life because the gutters all have choked. You see, so I think...
Talking about June 3.
Yeah, yes. I'm talking about June 3. So this particular, I think the AMA, they should lift up to taxes. The tax force, they should do their work well.
Sometimes people cook eat and sleep along the main gutter and some other dirty places in Accra. As government begins to roll out the program of dealing with insanitary conditions in the capital city, many Ghanaians will be looking forward to seeing Accra that they will all be proud of. My name is Beatrice Edu for JoyNews.
So that report was done 2 months ago. Well, here's the plan, because there's an update. Sanitation and Water Resources Minister Kofi Adda explains the scope of the campaign that has just been launched.
Waste is wealth. Or even better yet, in Ghana, where we call waste bola, one would have to say that bola is money. However, it must be added that it takes the full complement of other inputs to be able to convert that waste into wealth or the bola into money. In order to make this happen, it requires the enabling policy framework, adequate land, specialized trucks and modern equipment, as well as the right mix of human resource capacity to transform the waste to wealth. I might also add that the access to a dedicated credit facility, like we have had for agriculture, trade, and water, are equally important, but this is missing in the waste value chain in Ghana. Your Excellencies, we concede also that the state has seen scattered and poorly managed financial resources for waste collection and has also operated with a weak database that impedes our ability as a nation to fashion out viable projects, engage value for money contracts, and do effective monitoring of our progress in the water and sanitation sector. The absence of readily available mini transfer stations within the communities to facilitate the rapid collection and haulage of solid waste, particularly in the urban areas, for instance, remain a challenge. Mr. President, as you know, the Ministry has taken cognizance of all these issues, and measures have been commenced to streamline the processes and to consolidate the public funding of the sector. We have barely scratched the surface in Ghana in converting waste to wealth, and definitely we have not applied this model yet. There is still a great potential in Ghana for business development, job creation, and wealth generation in the sanitation sector that will also make Ghana very clean.
That is Minister Kofi Adda there. That event was attended also by President Akufo-Addo, whose vision is to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. A very big one, I must say. Well, he believes that people's attitude is to blame for what we're facing, a nation engulfed in filth.
We all recognize that indiscipline has been a major cause of the unsanitary situation in most parts of the country. It is not in our nature as Ghanaians to be dirty. We keep our immediate surroundings and our homes very clean. However, for one reason or the other, when we step out of these immediate surroundings, we seem to ignore all of these positive attitudes. Successive Ghanaian governments have tried to reverse this trend and inculcate a habit of greater discipline in the care of our surroundings. It has not succeeded. My government intends to make a fresh start. Waste is generated every day. We have an obligation to keep our environment clean every day. We have to do so daily and not on a monthly basis. Every day is Sanitation Day. As we lead by example, every government department and agency, including the seat of government, is assigning 2 officers to be designated sanitation marshal and deputy marshal to oversee compliance of their outfits and their staff to the laid down laws with regard to sanitation in their respective offices. Ministers, chief executives, and chief directors of government departments and agencies will be held accountable for any lapses in the failure to comply with this directive.
Holding ministries accountable for failure on this. That is the president there. Well, I have in the studio with me people who will or can help the president or can't help us make this presidential dream come true. The city authorities, the AMA and environmental service providers, ESPA, will join me right after this.